The song God is Able is a real simple acoustic guitar song. It's a big song, but the acoustic guitar part is really simple. The electric guitar part is a lot of fun because we actually have a riff that we're playing for each section. So rather than just kind of strumming some chords and, which is what we do a lot of times, which is great, but in this case, we get to add some little detail parts to every section. And it's a great lesson how you can do a big sound with just a few notes. So if you're playing acoustic guitar, go ahead, put your capo on the 2nd fret, tune up, and let's get started. In this YouTube lesson, we're just going to be going over the acoustic guitar part for the song. So we're going to look at the strum pattern, then I'm going to walk you through the chords, and then you can watch a music video where you see me playing along close up so you can kind of see where those chord changes happen. At worshipartistry.com, we have a ton more on this lesson. So we've got a slow walkthrough of the song, we've got charts, we've got loops that you can practice along with, all kinds of things. So make sure you check out worshipartistry.com. Give us your email so we can let you know as soon as the site goes live with its full version. Right now it's just there's a sample and you can see what we're doing. Also, you can request songs, which we really want you to do. So you can either request them at worshipartistry.com or request them in the comment section down below. It just helps us prioritize which songs can make it to the top of our to-do list. All right, let's get started with the lesson. Our rhythm for this song is a simple 16th note pattern. It's real common. You've probably done it 100 times before. So pull up your rhythm chart below, and we're gonna mute our strings and just hear how this pattern goes. So remember, our hand is always going to be moving in that 16th note movement. So it'll be 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. And then we're only going to hit on 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. So once again, that'll just be down, down, up, up, down, 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 up. Real simple. Like I said, you've probably done it 100 times before. If you're not quite there yet, go ahead and try it with the practice loops below. Start out with the slow loop and then bring it up to speed. Now our song is in the key of B, but we're capoed on the 2nd fret and we're playing it as if it's in the key of A. So I'm still going to refer to all the chords as chords that are in the key of A, even though technically we're playing in the key of B. So go ahead and pull up your chord diagrams below and we'll just walk through the chords. Now, first chord is an A, and there's actually 3 different kinds of A chords in this song. Actually, technically 4. The key with the initial, just a standard A chord, you've probably played this before, but the important thing is you need to hold down the 2nd fret of the D, 2nd fret of the G, and the 2nd fret of the B. Now, people do that a lot of different ways. I know a lot of people that, most people, books will tell you to bar, take your pointer finger and hold down D, G, and B like so. Other people, I know a lot of beginners like to use 3 fingers, so pointer, middle, and ring finger holding down those 3. I've always been a big fan. With my pointer finger, I hold down the 2nd fret of the D string. My middle finger goes on the 2nd of the G, and then it kind of rolls over, so both my middle is kind of overlapping with the G and the B, and my pointer is overlapping with the D and the G, so it kind of covers all my bases without having to cram all my fingers in there. Now, so our first chord is going to be that A. The other key thing is you want to make sure you bring your thumb over the top so you can mute that low E string, because we definitely don't want to hear that. All right, that's really important. Now there's also going to be an A suspended. So what we're going to do is we need to cover that 3rd fret of the B string. So I just bring my ring finger up there, still holding my A chord like I normally do. Thumb still muting my low E. But now my ring finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of my B, and I still want to make sure that my high E is ringing, like so. And then finally there's going to be an A2. So that's going to be, and this is where kind of having the fingers overlapping kind of comes in handy, because you're now only going to hold down the 2nd fret of the D and the 2nd fret of the G, still muting your low E, but now we want that B string to ring out. It's that open B, and that's going to be our A2. Our next chord is going to be our A over C sharp. So this is an A chord, but it has a C sharp in the bass. So that's going to be, this one you're going to want a bar. So your pointer finger is going to hold down the D, G, and B, just like on your A chord. And now you're going to bring your ring finger on the 4th fret of the A string. And that ring finger is not only going to hold down the A, it's also going to mute that low E, because we don't want to hear that E. So that's going to be our A over C sharp. Our D chord, we're going to have a D and a D2. So our D is just our standard D chord, pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the G, ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B, and our middle finger on the 2nd fret of the high E string. And this one also has the thumb over the top. It's okay if our A string rings, it's okay if we catch that. Our root is technically that D note, that open D string, but it's okay if you hit the A. To make that chord a D2, you're going to go ahead and just lift up your middle finger so that the high E rings. Like so. Our next chord, we don't have to worry about muting anything because it's our open E chord. And this is just a standard open E, so that'll be middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the D, and pointer finger on the 1st fret of the G. And that one we want to make sure all those notes ring. Our F sharp minor, we're going to put our ring finger on the 4th fret of the A, our pinky is going to go on the 4th fret of the D, and our pointer finger on the 2nd fret of the G. Now, really important with this one is we need to make sure that our ring finger is touching that low E string so we don't hear that, because that is not going to sound good if that rings out. So you're muting that one, and then all the rest of those play through like so. There's your F sharp minor, and then that's going to bring us back to A. All right, let's watch the music video.